This continent is rich in the critical minerals that will drive business success in the 21st century. The continent has resources of lithium, vanadium, cobalt, platinum, palladium, nickel, copper, rare earth minerals, rhodium, and many others. And these are the minerals that are bound and are driving economic activity across the world. African countries have made it clear that the investors of choice are those who will come and invest in our continent, but also process the resources here, close to source, so that African countries do not export rock and sand, but export finished products as we would like to do. The shape of the global economy. Together, the BRICS countries make up a quarter of the global economy. They account for a fifth of global trade and are home to more than 40% of the world's population. This agglomeration of these 5 countries has a major impact on various aspects of the global activity and life. As we celebrate the 15th anniversary of BRICS, trade between BRICS countries totaled some $162 billion last year. Foreign investment has played an important role in the growth of BRICS economies. Total annual foreign direct investment into BRICS countries is 4 times greater than it was 20 years ago. However, the new wave of protectionism and subsequent impact of unilateral measures that are incompatible with WTO rules undermine the global economic growth and development. We therefore need to reaffirm our position that economic growth must be underpinned by transparency, by inclusiveness. It must be compatible with a multilateral trading system that supports a developmental agenda, the type of developmental agenda that the 5 countries that are members of BRICS have embraced right from the onset. We require a fundamental reform of the global financial institutions so that they can be more agile and responsive to the challenges facing developing economies. In this respect, the new development bank, established by BRICS countries in 2015, is leading the way. Since its formation, it has demonstrated its ability to mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development in emerging economies without conditionality.
When you listen to our leaders talk, right, you get the sense that they really want something to be done. Everyone wants something to be done. I personally will hope that Africa get things done, right? I will hope that the leaders in Africa get things done. I would hope that Africa stop being a poor continent, that my homeland, Africa, becomes something I can be proud of. I would hope that. But the problem in Africa, were to the best of my knowledge, and I stand corrected, the problem with Africa is too much talking and little walking the talking. We talk a lot. We talk a lot. But we do not walk the talk. That is the problem in Africa. You are saying that we need to have these companies come into Africa and establish the manufacturing plants in Africa. Great idea. I do not think that there is any single African who won't support this idea. It's a great idea. We will all rally behind you if such an idea was put in place. But implement the idea. That's where the main problem come to be. Because you might just put things in the air. But if you do not have concrete measures on how you're going to get that thing done, those things will never be done. Because you cannot just tell them you have to put your manufacturing plants in Africa without really having a plan B if they said no. More too often, they will say no. They will say no. So if they say no, what will you do? What will you do? That is the problem in Africa. Take for example, only for Africa to unite among themselves is a problem for them. Only for Africa to have a common passport is a major problem. Only for Africa to come together and rectify the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, like all 54 members to do so. Some members are still dragging their feet. They don't want to do it. CEMAC, the Economic Community of Central African States, they wanted to put a policy in place where citizens from member countries could move from one country to another without the need to go for a visa. They tried it, and a few countries said, no, we don't want it. Just within CEMAC alone. So you see, the problem with us, the Africans, is not the idea. It's not having the ideas. That's not the problem. The problem is actually implementing the ideas that we have. That is the problem. And if we could have a way, to pressure these international corporations to come into Africa and set up their manufacturing plants there, Africa will be well developed. Africans will have a lot of jobs to do. Africans will pick and choose what jobs to do. The issue of Africans crossing the Mediterranean Sea to Italy, to Spain, to France for migration will be cut into half. A lot of things will take place in Africa. But first, Africa needs to have these steps in place. Africa must be able to trade within herself. Ask yourself that how come we, the Africans, do not trade among ourselves? Ask yourself that. Why other continents trade among themselves? We are the only continent that the trade among ourselves is very, very small. But yet still, people just carry on like nothing is happening. And you hear the AU sitting there and just running through ideas upon ideas upon ideas without implementing any one. Whenever they have a session, they have new things, they have something new to talk about, whereby the previous ones have not been implemented. So let's hope that what Cyril Ramaphosa was saying is something that he has figured out how to get it implemented. Let's hope that with the help of the BRICS and their involvement in Africa can really get things rolling, because the Chinese are doing their best. The Chinese are really, really doing their best in terms of investing in Africa. But, like I have said before, we all need to be watchful. We all have to be very careful with dealings with the Chinese, because the Chinese are very, very smart. When they see a loophole, they will take advantage of it. Africa has got to wake up. Africa has got to sit up. Africa has got to realize that things have got to change, and our leaders must do their job. That is the reason why they are there. They must do their job. Everyone must do their job. Everyone. But you guys out there, what is your take on what Cyril Ramaphosa said about asking the multinational corporations to come to Africa and set up their plans? If that were to happen, how significant will it be for the people in Africa and for the continent? And why is it that Africa is too slow when it comes to implementing anything? Why is it that? Can you people please educate me in the comment section? Haven't our leaders realized that the divide and rule policy or all the borders in Africa is making us weaker rather than stronger? Haven't the leaders realized that if Africa could only unite, things would be much more better than they are right now? Are our leaders just ignorant about all this? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, don't forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of good way, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.